Look at these waves. They come to the shore one after another, in an endless flow for billions of years. A wave has no goal to reach the beach. It does not celebrate victory when it touches the sand, nor does it feel the bitterness of defeat when it recedes back into the depths. It simply moves. It simply exists. We, as human beings, have turned our lives into an endless race for results. We have become hostages to goals, plans, and expectations. But what if the true wisdom of life lies not in reaching the horizon, but in learning to be the horizon itself? We live in a culture obsessed with efficiency. From childhood, we are taught that every action must have a why. Why are you studying? Why are you working? Why are you exercising? We have grown accustomed to evaluating the worth of a moment by how much it brings us closer to some future point. But in this endless chase for later, we lose the only thing we truly have, the now. We have become professional travelers who are in such a hurry to reach their destination that they never notice the beauty of the landscape passing by. But life is not a journey from point A to point B. Life is a dance. And in a dance, the goal is not to reach a certain spot on the floor. The goal is to dance while the music is playing. The ancient Taoist masters called this Wu Wei, non-doing or spontaneous action. This does not mean laziness or passivity. It means action without excessive effort, without an obsessive desire to obtain a specific result. When you want to hit a target too badly, your hand trembles. When you try too hard to be liked, you act unnaturally. Excessive striving creates resistance. Look at the water. It flows downward not because it wants to be at the bottom, but because that is its nature. It overcomes obstacles not by fighting them, but by flowing around them. True strength lies in the absence of attachment to the outcome. In Zen Buddhism, there is the concept of Mushotoku, no goal, no gain. This is a state where you do something for the sake of the action itself. You sit just to sit. You walk just to walk. Most of us cannot simply walk. We walk to the store, to work, or for our health. Our minds are always in the future. But if you are always where you are not yet, then where are you right now? We have become ghosts in our own lives. We miss the taste of our food because we are thinking about work. We miss a conversation with a loved one because we are thinking about what to say next. We have turned life into a means of achieving goals, forgetting that life itself is the goal. Try to imagine a life without projects. This doesn't mean quitting your job or stopping care for your family. It means stopping the perception of your personality as a project that needs to constantly be improved, fixed, or perfected. You are not a rough draft. You are already a finished work of art that is constantly changing, like this ocean. When you let go of the need to be someone else, you finally gain the freedom to be yourself. This is the wisdom of having no goal. When you are in no hurry to get anywhere, you discover that you have already arrived. Consider how much suffering the expectation of results brings us. We do something good and wait for gratitude. We work and wait for a promotion. We meditate and wait for enlightenment. And if the result does not come or turns out to be different than we imagined, we feel cheated. But the sea does not wait for gratitude for its beauty. It is simply beautiful. Your action should be self-sufficient. Do good because it is your nature. Work because you enjoy the process of creation. Meditate because you love the silence. When action is not burdened by the expectation of fruit, it becomes light, pure, and perfect. Freedom is the ability to act without looking back at the judgments of others or your own fears. When you have no goal to appear successful, you find true success, inner peace. When you have no goal to win, you become invincible, because you cannot be deprived of that to which you are not attached. The world constantly tries to impose its landmarks on us. It says, "Look, there is the mountain you must climb." But the sage stands at the foot, listens to the rustle of the leaves, and understands that the top of the mountain is just another place, no better than where he is right now. Look at the birds above the water. They do not build plans for next year. They do not worry about their status among other birds. They just fly. In their life, there is a natural rhythm, searching for food, resting, flying. We, however, have created an artificial rhythm based on deadlines and ambitions. We are afraid of wasting time. But what is waste? If you sat on the shore and watched the waves for an hour, was it a loss of time? From the perspective of productivity, perhaps. From the perspective of life, it was an hour of absolute reality. The most precious moments of our lives usually have no purpose. A child's laughter, the taste of a cold wind, the silence before dawn. There is no utility in them, and that is precisely why they are priceless. It seems to us that if we stop setting goals, we will stop developing. But look at this tree or this coral in the depths. Are they not developing? Are they not growing? They do so without any plans or efforts, simply following the internal law of life. True development is not the accumulation of achievements, but the unfolding of what is already laid within you. As a flower blooms when time comes, so your talents and wisdom will manifest themselves if you stop interfering with them by your restlessness. Trust the process of life just as you trust the gravity that holds you to this earth. To let go of goals does not mean to become indifferent. On the contrary, it means to become maximally attentive. When you are not fixated on the finish line, you begin to notice the details of the path. You see the shades of the water, smell the salt, hear the finest nuances of sound. Your life becomes brighter and more dense. You stop being a consumer of experience and become the experience itself. You are no longer a subject observing an object. You are this moment. You are this sound of the surf. Imagine that today is all you have. There is no tomorrow where you will become happier, richer, or wiser. There is only this light, this sand, and this breath. What would you change in your current state? Most likely, you would simply relax your shoulders and take a deep breath. This relaxation is the beginning of wisdom. When the struggle ends, life begins. Allow yourself to be aimless, at least for the duration of this video. Do not try to understand anything. Do not try to remember anything. Just be. The ocean does not ask where it should flow. It just flows. Life does not ask you how it should be. It just happens. Wisdom is in flowing with this current, not trying to turn the river back. In the end, all rivers flow into the sea. All our strivings, all our ambitions and anxieties will dissolve into this great silence. So is it worth spending your precious days fighting the stream? Drop the oars, lift your eyes to the sky. Feel how the world carries you in its arms. You have no goal other than to be here and now, and that is more than enough. Breathe, listen, disappear into this sound. You are not your goals. You are the silence between your thoughts. You are the space in which worlds are born and die. Be like water. Be like the sky. Be like the very absence of a goal. You are home.